trying to totally understand everything about God. And what you need to do is just get spirit close enough to him to where there's no doubt. See, I'm so close to God, you can't tell me it's not a God. I'm too spiritually close. I've seen too many spiritual things, like real spiritual stuff. But you don't get that just coming into Christianity. Sometimes maybe some people do, but on the average, it takes time to build that spiritual connection. And then you see all kind of spiritual things, like real spiritual stuff. And no one can tell you God is not real. You may not be able to explain everything. That's what makes him God. But you at least know that you've seen unexplainable spiritual things to the point where someone cannot tell you there's not a God. And that's what Satan fights all the time, is that people would get to try to stop people from getting so close to God that it's undeniable. Because when Jesus Christ was on earth, there was no doubt. Like, he was healing people. It was happening. It wasn't whether you believed it or not, it was happening. And ministers don't get to that point anymore where you're so spiritual that it's undeniable. You don't have many people like that, but there are some out there. They're so spiritual that you can't deny it. There's no way you can deny it. You may not want to follow it, but you can't deny that that's real. That's what Satan fights. One of the things he fights the hardest is for Christians getting so close to God. And maybe that's what you need to hear. Because you should know about 44 states marrying children. You need to get so close to God that it's undeniable to people. You don't even have to minister. Supernatural things are happening around you, and it's undeniable. You don't have to, it's right there. You're living it. Not only in deed and word, but you're living it, you're displaying it in spiritual power. Yeah, Jesus was spiritually powerful. For all you people that try to dumb down Christianity, no, you can't dumb down Christianity. Christianity is 100% the most highest potent form of spirituality. You just have people that dumbed it down to a religion of principles and, but it's just a relationship with God. That's what it is. And man, you should have known, would make it a religion. Does that make sense? Man was doomed to make a relationship with God a religion. You know why? Because he want to do things his way. He want to do things the way he want to do it. That's why. So take another look at what Christianity is, because it ain't nothing corny. It ain't nothing goofy either. It's the real reality, just as paying these bills out here. That's reality. Just as you see the sun, you see snakes that will kill you, lions that will kill you. The kingdom of God is real. And God can be as ferocious as a lion and devour you. The reason why you don't know it in America is because, honestly, you have not had people spiritual enough. They're not spiritual. They have religion, but they're not spiritual. So when you find somebody spiritual, you realize, we're in trouble. Okay, I believe you. Because now you're seeing spiritual results. Now, ain't nothing goofy going on. Ain't nothing goofy or religious going on. It's all spiritual. And you're losing. is what it is. That's why I like one thing, like my mom even said that. I don't play with spiritual people. Okay? I don't do it. Now, for people that do it, what you have to understand is that these particular humans that are spiritual, they're lined up with the highest being in the whole entire universe. That's the first thing you need to know. I'm not talking about religious people, people that you knew in your family that didn't have no impact on you. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about real spiritual people, like Bible characters. Did you see? Go look and see what the Bible characters did. Bible characters, Moses. Non-spiritual as a lot of people are, but they admire Moses because Moses got something done spiritually. Moses set a whole people free. You can't do that with religion. You can't set nobody free with religion. You can't set a whole human race free with religion. You can't do it. It has to be spirituality to stop the powers that be. You think you're going to stop the powers that be with religion? With good behavior? They just going to love you so much. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. You have to have some spiritual backing. Pharaoh knew Moses wasn't playing when stuff started happening. Yeah. Might have sounded religious to him, because that Pharaoh probably heard all different types of religions and different things that you can do for the gods and that kind of stuff, that kind of talk. The gods this, the gods that. So he probably thought, oh, this guy is talking about what the gods are going to do. And then there were spiritual manifestations. There were spiritual manifestations that could not be denied. You couldn't deny it. Like I said, you might not follow it, but you could not deny that there are spiritual manifestations. Pharaoh couldn't deny it, and you can't deny it with spiritual people. So when you play with spiritual people, not religious people, that's what you're playing with. And now you see why you got what you got. Now you see, you play with somebody spiritual, like a Bible character, like a Moses. That's how you need to look at this. People that are spiritually powerful are like Moses people, like a Moses Bible character. I know it sounds like the best thing you've seen about Moses was in your Sunday school class, and it was a cartoon version. But Moses was a real man, a very spiritual man. And he beat the Egyptian government. Basically. He beat the Egyptian government. Moses did. Now imagine that. Somebody having religion beating the religion can't do it. You have to have a spiritual connection with the highest being in the universe. Now that'll get it done. Highest being in the universe, see you going through something, everybody got to die. And if you think that God won't save a couple people and kill millions, then you don't even know the beginning of the Bible. The world has ended before. The world has ended before. This is not the first ending of the world. Noah and his family, I think it was 8 people, including Noah, 8 to 9 people. I think 8 though. That's all that was saved. Everybody else died. And you could be like, well, there's so many of us, we will live. Well, not if, in the case that God is involved, if you're not with him for real, like a real spiritual connection, then everybody dies. And guess who lives? Guess who lives? God's people. And it was on less than 10 of them And you'd imagine hundreds of thousands of other people, even millions, perished in the flood. So that shows you God's perspective, things you need to pay attention to. He'll wipe out everybody in the flood and save a Noah type person. Save somebody who believes. Save someone who trusts. Save someone who is not going with what everybody else is doing. He'll save them and leave y'all dead. It's proven. You need to hear this because you've had so many all these different misperceptions of the Bible, and God doesn't play any game, and in any situation He can destroy you all and let His people live. In any situation, anyone you want, any kind of situation, He can make all you die and His people live. Go look in the Bible. I ain't make it up. That's the faith I have, and I know. His people been thrown in fire, boiled, thrown in lions' dens, and they lived. Faced a whole Egyptian government. Yeah, for you people that like Egyptian temples, that admire all the different principles and things of Egyptian culture, ancient Egyptian culture, someone from our side, the spiritual side, defeated a whole Egyptian government. I can't make this up. Moses. Pharaoh was over Egypt. Right or wrong. This man had an army. He was connected. Moses was connected to the universe, to the highest being, the creator in the universe. You couldn't get past that. I don't care how big of a government it is. And see, that's the part that everybody need to listen to here in America. You always go with, okay, Moses, somebody that's like a Moses to set God's people free. You think about that part. But you doubt. Here's where you doubt. You believe that there can be a Moses to set the people free. But here's where you doubt. You doubt when it comes to the powers that be. Boom. You doubt when it comes to the government. Wherever it's at. You doubt. But you quick to talk about somebody setting God's people free. A Moses type character. But you still have a lack of faith in God subduing a government. In God subduing the powers that be. If He did it with Moses and Pharaoh, which I'm sure they were more treacherous than the American government. Come on, the Egyptian government? I'm pretty sure it was a little more hardcore, I tell you that. And yet, Moses, with his spiritual connection with God, was able to subdue that kingdom of ancient Egyptian government. Spiritual power was able to bring it down. So you're telling me it can't bring down the American government? But it can bring down an ancient Egyptian government, which was way more brutal, I'm pretty sure. In every form and fashion, in every sense of the word. Probably way more brutal. But you lack faith when it comes to the American government. But you read the same Bible that I read. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But but back to what I was, now that I said that and that's complete. Back to what I'm saying on these people that claim to know God here in America, American Christians. Because see, what I personally believe is this. You think you can go minister to everybody. All the celebrities, all these people, right? You think you can do that. But ask yourself, presently, right now, how would Jesus Christ be treated in our community? And you already know what the Bible says about all these issues, right? You already know. You already know that. And some stuff is just common sense that you know. Okay? How do you think Jesus will be treated? Jesus Christ, the Messiah, will be treated in this culture. You think he could go on CNN? That's what I'm trying to show you. It's a roof. It's a ceiling that the American government doesn't want spiritual people to pass. They set up a ceiling. Oh, you can be religious, but don't be too spiritual. Stuff start happening. Mm-hmm. Because they know it's real. The governments of the world, the sophisticated ones, know spirituality is real. It's too many accounts of stuff, and they keep it from you though. They don't want you to practice it, but they know it. They gotta know it's real. But do you think Jesus Christ could go on like an Oprah Winfrey show if Oprah Winfrey was still around doing a show like, how she used to? You think he could go in there and talk to her about everything? You think they would have him on? I'm talking about the real Jesus Christ. The one that is not going to sugarcoat nothing for your benefit. He could not go on CNN. He could not go on any of this stuff that you got going on. So basically, he would be outside of your culture. Jesus Christ would be, you think you would invite him, but when you know how the real character of Jesus Christ, it's no way you could invite him to any of those shows because your culture is opposed directly to the mindset of Jesus Christ. Directly opposed. And he would be passionate, and he would be telling the truth, and he would not be sugarcoating it like these preachers do. He would be telling you exactly what you need to know, exactly how you need to know it. He would tell you exactly what you need to hear, exactly how you need to hear it. Sometimes you need to hear it passionately. Sometimes you need to feel people's anger. Yeah. Some people say, well, I don't like no angry preacher. Well, see, you're paying attention to the byproduct. Listen to the passion. Listen to the passion. Maybe it's not even anger, but you're listening to a byproduct, basically. You need to listen to what he's really saying, he or she. See, in my opinion, Jesus Christ could not be accepted. See, what's accepted, now here's the punchline, is a religion of Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. There can be a religion of Jesus Christ. Wearing the crosses, getting the tats and everything like we do. It could be a religion of Jesus Christ. But there cannot be a spirituality in your American culture of Jesus Christ. It will not be able to be coexist. It transforms everything. Jesus Christ transformed everything. How you think he would feel about these 44 states marrying these children? When you know a man and a woman, a man and a child has nothing in common. There's nothing compatible between an adult and a child, right or wrong. There's nothing comparable. There's nothing compatible. So why they get married? That part. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So why you think, oh, they're going to bend uncrucified you, Jesus Christ already died. Yeah, you think everybody is Jesus when they start talking like this. There's one Jesus Christ, and everybody can't die. America got you thinking like that. That's part of the brainwashing. Well, he keep talking like that, they're going to crucify him. Jesus Christ already died for me. Therefore, I'm protected. Therefore, his power is with me. So how are they going to crucify me? Jesus Christ said, it is finished. And ain't going to be no other crucifixion. Right? So by spiritual laws, it is finished. There's no need for no crucifixions. Therefore, it's spiritually illegal, which means it doesn't have to happen. Yeah, I know. Man, you ain't fooling me. People think, oh, well, they got him set up. They had the people of God set up a million times in the Bible. Go look in the Bible. A million times evil people try to set up God's people. Wind up dying. I'm talking about God's true people, not religious people, not the Jesus Christ religion. And Jesus Christ is the Messiah, the Son of God, and he's my master. But you have an American Jesus Christ religion, which does not accept all the Bible on the way it's said, on the real terms and principles. You've created a religion. You've created an American Jesus Christ religion. And he's not there. So now you see why you mess with someone that's really spiritual and they have the religion relationship with God. Now they might have pitfalls. That doesn't take away from their connection. They have a connection. And see, listen, once you get a spiritual connection with God and you get rank, so in other words, when you become a general, you're always a general. You're always a general in the kingdom of God. Now, the general might have drinks. The general might have sex, smoke weed, go through different things, but that still is God's general. That's why you got to be very careful and listen to what is coming out of people's mouth. If they tell you they're spiritual and they know the difference between religion and spirituality, you better leave that alone. You better leave that alone, partner. Because that person knows the difference between religion and spirituality. And you're playing with total fire. You playing with fire and hellfire. This is real. Go ask the voodoo people how real this is. Yeah, that's for the atheists. That's for you. Go. I talked to a voodoo person before. And you know what he saw about me? He said, you got good spirits around you. That's right. The voodoo man saw me for who I am. So who are these other people? Who's you? Yeah, the voodoo man saw me for who I am. That part. Okay? He said, I got a lot of good spirits around me. Most likely, those are angels. So when the voodoo man sees you for who you are, tells you who you are. Now, that's what you need to do, atheists. You need to get around, well, I ain't going to tell you that you need to be around somebody that practices voodoo, but you need to see all the whole world of the spiritual world. You need to see the whole spiritual world. That's what you need. Because you're thinking about religion, and I'm in the spiritual world. I'm connected to the highest being in the spiritual world, which is the Creator. See, you think it's corny because you got connected to religion. It ain't got a style of music. Gospel music is good. It can be, but it's not necessary. It's not necessary to explain or to format what Christianity is. In other words, I don't need gospel music to put a style to style Christianity. When you take all those musical sounds away and all the things that people like to different styles of God, as far as gospel music, all of that, take all of that away and just think about the spiritual world. Man having a relationship with the Creator. Because a lot of y'all hung up on the styles of Christianity, the sounds of Christianity. You need to take all of that off and start taking spiritual people 100% more seriously. 100%. Because when it comes down to war, it's no games played. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's no games played when it comes to warfare. It's not a style, gospel, all of that. It's no games played. And you're not used to it because there's a ceiling that is put over the community like a ceiling in a house. It's a ceiling that's put on over the whole government, over the whole community, American community, that stops you from being very spiritual. Oh, yeah. Because that's what's going to set you free. Not a religion. Spirituality is what's going to set you free. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I don't doubt people's relationship with God that's in America. I don't doubt that they're Christians. I doubt that they're as spiritual or close to God as they're portraying themselves to be. Because it's no way a whole community, all Americans, every American, culturally speaking for the most part, didn't know 44 states is marrying children. You explain that to me. Explain that to me. How people can be spiritually connected to the Creator, but you didn't have nothing revealed to you. Your rank with God should bring the answers. It should reveal what's in the dark. It should reveal what's in the dark. But yet, none of these people who claim to be so spiritual, whether it's your voodoo, hoodoo, Santeria, any form of divination that you do, you didn't reveal it. All these religions didn't reveal it here in America. And Christians didn't reveal it. So what it looks like to me, if I didn't know any better, is that you all lack spiritual power. Real spiritual power. Because I'm not in the dark. It was revealed to me. God doesn't have his people ignorant about anything.